beautiful day to be out. First camping trip I've been out on now in at least a month. So it's Friday afternoon, just got off of work and we're heading out for the weekend. Beautiful afternoon. Just gonna do some paddling around this lake. Look for a spot to set up camp. Good dog, good dog. Checking the place out, are you, Millie? Millie's securing her bed for the night. Come on, out. They keep the flies out. What's this? Supper time. Supper time. Millie, sit. Good boy, Goose. Come, Millie, sit. Sit. Good girl. Okay. Whew. Well, camp is all set up. It's about 7 p.m. now. So we got probably an hour and a half to 2 hours of daylight left. Just took a little walk up behind camp and was looking for some firewood, but I've camped in this spot before, and one of the reasons why I don't come back here very often is because there's just no firewood here. Believe it or not, you would think out in the middle of the woods like this there'd be endless firewood, but this particular area is just all mature balsam fir for the most part, and there's just not a lot of dead standing trees. So I'm kind of beat. I don't think I'm going to spend too much energy hiking through the woods looking for firewood. Probably won't even bother with a fire tonight. I brought my little twig stove, so I think I'm just going to use that. Got a steak to cook, so I'm going to try and cook a steak on the twig stove with my little grill. I don't know how that's going to go, but I guess we'll find out soon. But yeah, shaping up to be a beautiful evening. The wind is starting to drop out, and it's nice to be back out. Stick. So this probably wasn't the smartest idea to try and cook a steak on this little twig stove, because the steak is like twice the size of the top of the stove, but I'm going to have to make do tonight. Like I said, there's a shortage of firewood, and yeah, it is what it is, so I'm sure it'll be fine. May not be ideal, but there's a ton of heat coming off it, so once it dies down a little bit, I'll just throw the steak on the grill. I may have to shift it around a little bit to get it to cook all the way through, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, well, I'm going to call that a success, I think. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks good. Let's give her a try. Actually a little overcooked if anything, but still pretty good. You want a piece, Millie? I'll see if I can save you a piece. Good girl. Here, Millie. Here. Good girl. Hey, puppers. Well, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for today. So, pretty much dark out now. Just going to hang out by the fire here, by the little twig stove for another maybe an hour or so, and then call it a night. So tomorrow, going to get up and head a little farther into the backcountry. I don't know if I'm going to take the canoe all the way with me, but I'm going to cross this pond and then I can pick up a trail, so I may just hike from there, but we'll see. We'll figure that out tomorrow. But yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful evening to be out here, so just going to enjoy it, relax, take it all in, and check back with you guys in the morning. Morning, guys. It was an absolutely beautiful morning. Just here having a coffee, listening to the loon out in the lake. So that loon is pretty vocal. It was calling pretty much all night, off and on. I could hear it out there, and it's really really loud this morning. So I don't know, I think it may be looking for a mate or something. I think this is the time of year when loons start to kind of gather up in bunches, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, yeah, beautiful morning. It was a great night. Had a really good sleep. Real quiet night. Not a draft of wind. Just super still. Slept pretty good, and got up just after daylight and let the dogs out of the tent. And then I kind of climbed back in the tent again for an hour or two, just relaxing. So not in any rush to do anything here today. Like I said yesterday, we are going to pack up this camp and head a little farther back into the woods, back into the country. Not exactly sure where I'm going. but not really too worried about it. Just going to pack up, start heading out the trail, or in the trail I should say, but get a little farther into the woods and find another camp for tonight. So that's the plan, but for now just going to sit here, relax, and enjoy the view, and eventually we'll get back on the move. Alright, we're back on the move. So just got to cross this pond now, just a short crossing. And then I think the plan is going to be to leave the canoe behind. I'll just stash the canoe in the woods and pick up a trail, and I'll just go on foot for the rest of the day. So I got a heavy backpack, and I'm not really in the mood to portage the canoe. I'd have to make basically 2 trips, one with my backpack and one with the canoe. It's going to be a hot day. It's supposed to be up around 28 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to stash the canoe on the other side of this pond, and we'll go on foot, do some hiking for a couple of hours, and hike into another pond, set up a new camp for tonight. And then tomorrow I'll just basically backtrack my way back to the canoe and cross the pond, make my way back to the highway. Water is pretty shallow coming into this cove here where the trail starts. Hoping I don't hit a rock, but it's quite possible. Camera's on a bit of a skew here, but not much I can do about it now until I get out. Soon gonna have to get out and walk the rest of the way in. Real low water levels. Yeah. Just hit a rock. Alright boys, we're gonna have to get out. Okay. Come on, Millie. Come on, good girl. Come on. All right, off we go on foot. Whew, it's already hot. It's gonna be a real hot day. And we've been having a lot of hot weather this summer, which is a big part of the reason why I haven't been doing much with my YouTube channel lately. It's just been too hot to be out trekking in the woods. But after a few weeks of not being out, I get that itch to get back out here. So here we are. Anyways, we just have to take our time and not overdo it. Let the dogs cool off whenever we get to some water. Should be good. So yeah, we got a couple hours hike ahead of us now, and we'll find another spot to set up for tonight. warm. Just made a little detour out to this pond. Gonna have a little break, a little snack, and give the dogs a chance to cool off in the water. And then I gotta start bushwhacking my way around this pond and up to the next one. And maybe I'll camp there. Beautiful day though. Good girl, Millie. Good girl. Now we're bushwhacking. Whew. A lot of fresh moose sign coming through here. I've driven moose before coming down through this stretch. Seems to be a popular spot. While I'm bushwhacking my way along here, I guess now is as good a time as any to bring up about my old dog Molly. So some of you guys, especially you guys who've been following the channel for a few years or since the beginning, you'll probably remember my older dog Molly. She was a chocolate lab, 13 years old, and I know probably a lot of you guys already know this, but a few weeks ago had to get her put down, unfortunately. So she's the dog who started the channel with me, and just got me to thinking about her while I was walking down through this stretch of woods here, because one of the first camping trips I ever went on, backcountry trips, it was just me and Molly, and we're coming down through this stretch right here, and we spooked up a big cow moose right out in front of us, right in this spot right here. So yeah, that got me to thinking about Molly. So anyways, unfortunately she got sick probably about 6 months ago. We noticed something was going on there, and it was slowly getting worse. So without getting into too much detail, she got a tumor which was affecting her, and just getting worse and worse, and she got to the point where she was going downhill fast. So we ended up having to get Molly put down. I'm gonna be rolling some footage of her on the screen here as I'm talking. But yeah, man, she was an awesome dog. You couldn't ask for a better dog, really. She was the type of dog that could come out and do this kind of stuff with me, and you know, thrive out in the woods. You not have to worry about her at all. Come out here for days at a time. And you know, she was also the dog that you could take out in public or take anywhere you wanted to, basically around a crowd of people, wherever. She was good in all settings. Good girl. And that's hard to find in a dog. So she was just a great dog, man. It was tough to see her go, and trying not to get emotional, but when I'm out, especially in spots like this where me and her were back a few years ago, brings back a lot of memories. And yeah, she's just a great dog, and at least I had these memories. I know she had an awesome life, and like I said, she was going downhill with that sickness that she had, and I knew, my wife and I knew that the least we could do, or you know, we definitely owed it to her to not put her through any suffering and stuff, and that was the point that she was at. So anyways, guys, for any of you guys who remember Molly, I'm gonna dedicate this video to her. She's an awesome dog. Oh, whew. Hey, Goose. Goose, you gotta be tired now, boy. You gotta be tired. Well, we made it. So this is a familiar spot. Bit of a slog to get back here, but this is one of my favorite spots to come. So it took me I don't know how long. Let's see. I left the old campsite this morning in the canoe about 10:30, and it's now 1:30, so about 3 hours to get back here. Stop for a couple short breaks, but yeah, it's a bit of a slog to get back here this time of year. You got to be prepared to put in a bit of work to get back here, so it's one of the reasons why I like it. I can be pretty well guaranteed when I come back here that I'm going to have the place to myself. So get a few people back here in the winter time because you can access it by snowmobile, but this time of year I rarely ever see any sign of anyone having been in here. So nice little spot right here by the side of the pond. And yeah, I'm just going to relax for the rest of the day. I might take a swim. I brought my hammock, so I'm going to string the hammock up and find a couple of trees here that'll work for the hammock and just kind of chill, set up my camp slowly over the course of the afternoon. I got to get some firewood. I want to have a campfire later, so should be a nice relaxing day now from here on out. So anyways guys, we'll check back here in a little bit. Goose, stop stealing the firewood, bud. Well guys, it's been a pretty relaxing afternoon here, just hanging around camp. Pretty much just lay in the hammock for like 3 or 4 hours and done a bit of reading, listened to a couple of podcasts on my phone, and just enjoyed the view. So a nice afternoon, but it's about 6 p.m. right now, so I'm soon going to get my fire going and get some food on the go. But before I do that, I didn't bring a fishing rod on this trip, but I did bring a little kind of like a survival type fishing kit. I just threw some stuff in this little box here and threw it in my pack. So what I'm going to attempt to do, I've got a roll of fishing line here. I'm going to attempt to make kind of like just a little makeshift fishing line. So I got my line, I'm going to tie a hook onto the end of the line and then some lead weights and a bobber, and I've got some of these artificial type worms here. So yeah, just something for a bit of fun. I'm going to try and rig this out. I've seen people do this before, so figured it would be fun to try it. So I'm going to rig this out and head down off the little point right here and just kind of try and throw it out and see if I can hook into a trout. I highly doubt I'm going to catch anything, but like I said, it's just for fun. I'll do that for half an hour or so, see if I can have any luck, and then I'll come back and get the fire going and just kind of hang out by the fire for the rest of the evening. Okay, so here's my setup. Just a little grub tied onto a swivel on a hook with a couple of lead weights and a bobber. So just to be clear, I have no clue what I'm doing here. I was actually hoping the water was going to be deep off of this rock, but it looks very shallow, so I may have to walk out a little way just to get enough water to so my hook doesn't hit the bottom. So I don't expect to catch anything here, but just a bit of fun. I always wanted to try something like this, so we'll see how she goes. So it actually casts fairly well. No luck though. Well, no luck. My technique definitely needs some work on that. So my first couple of casts were actually decent, but I got worse the more I tried. So the water's just too shallow. It's only like a foot of water out as far as I can see. Millie, don't touch. Here, get out here. Millie's trying to take the bobber. Anyways, that was just a fun little experiment. So I'm going to head back to camp and get some food going. Getting hungry. Well, here's tonight's supper. One of these Peak Refuel meals, freeze-dried meals. I've had a couple of these now, the Peak Refuels, and they've all been good. This one's the beef pasta marinara. So I haven't tried this particular one, but it sounds good. So just got to boil up some water and throw it in there, stir it around, and wait about 10-15 minutes. Beef crumbles with pasta noodles in marinara sauce. Sounds promising, but we'll see. 49 grams of protein, 1,040 calories for the whole pack, so that's pretty good. Should fill me up. Starting to lose daylight now. I think it's about almost 9 o'clock, so I'll soon be calling it a day. gonna be an early night. Pretty tired now. Just looking forward to crawling into the tent and hopefully getting a good night's sleep. So the freeze-dried meal turned out to be pretty good. Beautiful evening. Wind dropped out again. Wasn't much wind all day really, but pretty calm now. So just gonna sit by the fire for maybe another half an hour or so until it gets dark and call it a night. So check in with you guys in the morning. So it's another nice one. It's probably only around 6 a.m. so got an early start this morning once again. Yeah, I woke up just before daylight and looked out, and the pond was just absolute sheet of glass. So decided to get up and get a few shots with the camera and just take in the view. Just got the fire going. So the sky is really hazy. I noticed it yesterday afternoon. I'm not sure if there's a forest fire burning somewhere. I sent my wife a quick message with my Zoleo satellite device there yesterday just to see, just to make sure there was no fire burning like close by or anything that would affect me. But yeah, I noticed yesterday when I was laying in the hammock, the sky got really hazy, and it's the same thing again this morning. So I don't know where that haze is coming from. I'm not sure if it's maybe forest fires that are burning somewhere else in the country, maybe. Not really sure, but my wife hadn't heard of anything going on in this area. So anyways, I'm gonna get the kettle on. But yeah, just another beautiful morning to be out here. Glad I came out. It's nice just to get out here, no cell phone service for a few days, just myself and the dogs, and haven't laid eyes on another person since we left. Haven't heard anyone. It's just dead silent out here. Last night I woke up a few times, and it still amazes me sometimes how quiet it can be out here. Just, you could hear a pin drop all night. Anyway, I was going to get some coffee going and just kind of chill out at camp for a few hours. Not in any rush to get home. Back to work tomorrow, but going to at least enjoy the morning out here. So. Well, we're all packed up here, ready to start making our way out of here. So, I'm gonna call it a video. Thanks a lot for following along. So I haven't posted much on the channel lately, but with fall just around the corner now, hopefully I'll be getting out on these kind of trips a little more frequently, so should have some more content coming soon. Anyways guys, thanks a lot for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, share the video. It all helps out. So thanks for the support, and hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.